Hello students, welcome back to your own channel. In this video, we are going to study the critical analysis and the literary devices of the poem The Heart of the Tree. In The Heart of the Tree, Henry Kyler Bunner has attempted to highlight the importance of planting trees in a nation. He begins every stanza by asking a rhetorical question. What does he plant who plants a tree? And closes the stanzas by highlighting the impact of trees in the environment. By doing so, he makes the readers ponder over the issue and eventually answers on his own. The language of the poem is very simple and lucid. The poet begins to explain the usefulness of planting trees as he says that the one who plants a tree plants a friend of the sun and the sky. It is because the tree always aims for the sun and the sky, that is, it grows upward and reaches the sky. Again, the sun provides sunlight to the tree, which is vital to carry out the process of photosynthesis to make food for plants. Trees take up carbon dioxide from the air and release oxygen, thereby purifying the air around. The poet compares the tree to a flag. Just like the flag moves freely in the breeze, the leafy branches of the tree also flutter and provides cool breeze to us. Trees, for the poet, are the epitome of beauty on the earth. He further adds that when a man plants a tree, he plants a home for the birds that sing in harmonious voice. The trees become the natural habitat of the birds, and hence the balance in the ecosystem is restored. In the second stanza too, the poet asks the same question. He wishes to add more points to encourage his readers to plant trees. He says that the tree provides cool shade to all, to birds, to animals, and to human beings. It is now an unknown fact that trees help in causing rain. Trees bear seeds and bud for the future generations and continue the process of birth, death, and regeneration. They make the plain area look naturally beautiful. When the poet says that a man plants the forest's heritage, he means that if anyone takes the initiative to plant a single tree, then in the future it might grow into a forest, thereby enriching the natural beauty of the planet. Our future progenies will enjoy all the benefits of the trees that we plant today. The poet brings into limelight not only the present benefits of planting trees, but also the benefits our future generations would reap. The poet adds a philosophical element to the poem as he says that a man who plants a tree does so out of his concern for his family, his neighborhood, and the entire universe. When a man plants a tree, he fulfills his civic duty. He says that by planting a tree, a man is making ways for fellow human beings to access food and wood. By doing so, the man is directly able to contribute to the nature's growth. We see a capitalization in the word his in the last stanza, used to refer to the person who plants trees. He has been attributed godlike abilities to plan the destiny for the nation. He holds the growth of the nation in his hands. Through such simple yet powerful narration, the poet has successfully pointed out that the tree can itself be regarded as the heart of human life that looks over the well-being of everyone. It is the tree which is responsible for the growth of mankind, and the one who plants them must be respected for his noble deed. Now let us look into the poetic devices used in the poetry. The first one is alliteration. It is the close repetition of the consonant sounds, usually at the beginning of the words. Let us see the example. He plants a friend of sun and sky. He plants a home to heaven and I. In hushed and happy twilight heart, he plants a flag of breezes free. We can see here that the sound of the consonant is repeated at the beginning of the words. Next figure of speech is metonymy. It is a figure of speech in which one word or phrase is substituted by something that is closely associated with it. In this poem, the phrases cool shade, tender rain, sap and leaf and wood are all metonyms for tree. These words are substituted by something that is closely associated with these. And which word is closely associated? The trees. In the first stanza in the line, he plants a home to heaven and I. Heaven represents the sky. Therefore, it is metonymy. Polysyndon. It is a figure of speech used for close repetition of conjunctions. For instance, he plants in sap and leaf and wood. We can see here the conjunction and is repeated and therefore it is polysyndeton. Transferred epithet. It is a figure of speech in which an adjective qualifies the noun and not the person or thing it is originally describing. For example, in hushed and happy twilight heard, here the adjective happy qualifies twilight, though it means people's happiness. So indirectly it means people's happiness, but in the poem it is describing the twilight. Twilight is not happy. The people are happy, but still twilight is qualified by happy. So this is transferred epithet where an adjective qualifies the noun and not the person or thing it is originally describing. Let us now look at metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which a similarity between two different things is implied but not directly stated. In this poem, the branches of a tree are compared to a flag. For instance, he plants the flag of breezes free. Two different things are compared here. Personification. In this figure of speech, abstract ideas or inanimate objects are given attributes of living beings. When we say trees are a friend of sun and sky, we are personifying the non-living inanimate object called tree and we are calling it as a friend of sun and sky. Let us now go into the form and structure of the poetry. The poem consists of 3 stanzas of 9 lines each. It can be roughly said that the poem follows the rhyme scheme ABA, BB, CC, AA. For instance, the rhyming words in the first stanza are tree and free, sky, high and anai, bird, hurt, harmony and tree. What does he plant who plants a tree? He plants a tree of sun and sky. He plants the flag of breezes free, the shaft of beauty towering high. He plants a home to heaven and I, for song and mother croon of bird. In hushed and happy twilight heard, the treble of heaven's harmony. These things he plants who plants a tree. So you can read the first stanza and very well see that the rhyming scheme is AB, ABB, CC, AA. Now let us look at the benefits of planting trees. The poet attempts to educate the readers about the importance of planting trees for our survival. This poem glorifies the act of planting trees and equates the man who does so with godlike attributes. Trees do not only serve to beautify the nature but also provide a home for the birds and offer us cool shade. They are the harbinger of rain and the source of cool breezes. They keep the environment balanced by taking in carbon dioxide and giving out oxygen. Trees reduce pollution in the air. They never cease to exist as they continue the process of regeneration by shedding seeds and leaves that give birth of new plants needed to maintain balance in the ecosystem. Trees are important for the survival of mankind as they not only bless the souls of today but provide our future generations with its harvest. Just like the human heart helps in the proper functioning of the human body, trees too maintain the lives of birds, animals, and human beings on earth. The poet gives the message that we must plant new trees to ensure a harmonious and stable way of living for us and for the generations to come. Next theme is importance of trees for a sustainable future. The poet says that when one plants trees today, he actually plants it for the future progenies. He is concerned about the future of Mother Earth and hence fulfills his civic duty by showering his blessings on the neighborhood in the form of plants. Trees are needed for the growth and development of the nation in general. We cannot survive in a land with no trees. The poet thus appeals to the reader to plant more and more trees in order to prevent the environment from degrading. We must plant trees keeping in mind the welfare of the coming age. Let us now see the tone of the poem. The tone of the poem is quite inspiring, straightforward, and educative. The poet is concerned about Mother Earth and lays down different points to illustrate the usefulness of trees to protect the earth. He encourages everyone to plant more trees, not only for themselves but also for the future generations. The survival of the future generations is greatly dependent on our outlook to plant trees. Trees keep the environment stable by purifying the air, causing rain, offering cool breeze and shade, providing food, wood and medicines, and by providing home for the birds in the sky. The poet uses simple words to deliver his message that tree plantation is no longer a hobby or luxury, but it is indeed a necessity for our survival. I hope this video will be beneficial for you children. Keep on watching my channel for upcoming videos. Subscribe to my channel, like and share the same. Until then, goodbye, take care and God bless you. Thank you.